All right, I've got some exciting news to share with you. Look where we were able to make it. I am here in Juneau, Alaska. We were able to make it to Alaska. We had done 48 states, Washington, D.C. We hadn't done Alaska. So Alaska, you're here. I'm actually at Mendenhall Glacier in Nugget Falls. Absolutely amazing. I actually started and I drove as far north as I could on the Glacier Highway. And now I've come back to Mendenhall Glacier, Nugget Falls, and we'll head into downtown Juneau here in a minute. There are a lot of flies flying around here, so if you see me swiping, that's why. But you're not here for that. Let's talk about how Medicare works in Alaska. Alaska, you are a super unique state when it comes to Medicare Advantage plans, but I'm going to make you wait for that. So let's talk about the Medicare supplement plan side of this equation first. When we talk about Medicare supplement plans, everybody wants to know what it's going to cost. And so the national average for a 65-year-old, if they were wanting to go on a supplement plan G, is $150 per person per month. Here in Alaska, the average is $145, so just a little bit below the national average. For Plan N, the national average is $120 per person per month, again for a 65-year-old. Here in Alaska, the average is $120 per person per month. So you're really close to the national averages here. With those costs being where they are, this is an attained age state. That means that you could see potentially two increases. One is what we affectionately and sarcastically refer to as your happy birthday increase. Once you attain a new age, so say you get Medicare when you're 65 and you get a supplement plan, when you have a birthday and turn 66, you get a little bit of a bump to your rates. You also get a bump based on just rising healthcare costs and inflation that all insurance companies do. So all the different types of rating systems, whether it's community rated, issue age, or attained age, will have that annual increase for the rising healthcare costs, inflation, how that insurance company is running. But with attained age plans, you get that second potentially bump because of your birthday. With those costs where there are opportunities for discounts here. I'll mention two of them. One of them is called a multi-insured discount. So this is if you and let's say your spouse are both on a supplement plan and you both go with the same insurance company, then there are companies who are willing to give you both a discount because you're multi-insured in the same household. There's another discount that's called a roommate discount. This isn't even a spouse. This is just if somebody lives in your house with you, doesn't even need to go on the supplement plan. They just live in the house with you. They're willing to give you a discount. Fewer opportunities for discounts here than in other states that you might have heard about, but there are a couple. And this is why I'm always advocating that you use an agent who's licensed and familiar with your area that can find these discounts for you. Got a little squirrel creeping up on us. You do not have guaranteed issue rules here in Alaska, so there are some states that have rules around being more flexible around switching your supplement plan. That isn't the case here. So if you're on a supplement plan and you want to go from one plan G to maybe another plan G with a different insurance company, you would need to go through medical underwriting, or likewise, if you wanted to go from G down to N, in most cases, you're going to have to go through medical underwriting. So just be aware of that. And the reason somebody might do this is if they're on a supplement plan G and their insurance company's rates are increasing faster than maybe some of the other insurance companies, and they want to switch to get lower rates. Well, again, you're going to have to pass medical underwriting. And what that means is that you're going to answer medical questions about your health. And if you're healthy, there won't be a problem. But if you have severe health issues, then you could either be charged more, higher rates, or you could be denied completely. Nationally, the supplement plan penetration rate is 21%. So 21 out of every 100 people who are eligible for Medicare are choosing a supplement plan as opposed to a Medicare Advantage plan, VA benefits, TRICARE for Life, FEHB, or something else. Here in Alaska, the penetration rate is 19.1%. And even though that's just a 2% difference, really, that means that Alaska is the 16th lowest penetration rate in the country when it comes to supplement plans. All right, let's finish up the supplement plan side of the conversation with how those who qualify for Medicare before 65 are treated. Now, in most states, those who qualify for Medicare before 65, this is happening because you're either disabled, you have been diagnosed with end-stage renal disease, ESRD, which is kidney failure, or you've been diagnosed with ALS, commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. If those apply and you're looking for a supplement plan, again, in most states, there's not a lot of coverage there for you. You either don't have supplement plan options, or if you do, it's limited letters and they're very expensive. Here in Alaska, I don't have good news for you. There aren't options for you pre-65 for Medicare supplement plans. So that means that you're left with original Medicare only. You can get an Advantage plan, or if you are employed or your spouse is employed and you're under an employer group coverage, you can coordinate with Medicare with that employer group plan. But supplement plans just aren't happening for you here. Now, once you reach 65, you would be able to go on a Medicare supplement plan. You wouldn't have to go through any medical underwriting. You wouldn't have to worry about getting denied or higher rates, but you just have to make it to 65. Now let's switch over to the Medicare Advantage plan side of the conversation here, and Alaska is super unique. So nationally, the Advantage plan penetration rate is 50%. 50 out of every 100 Americans on Medicare are choosing a Medicare Advantage plan, and this isn't me advocating that or not, it's just those are the numbers here. But in Alaska, it's 2%. And it's effectively 0% because there are not Medicare Advantage plans offered here in Alaska. Now, we don't have the exact data around who is getting that 2% number, but what I have to assume is that there's some sort of an employer group that offers a retiree plan that's counted as a Medicare Advantage plan, but acts as secondary to Medicare, or there could be people who went on an Advantage plan outside of Alaska and then moved here, and they have some sort of a nationwide PPO plan, which does exist, and they're able to seek care here. But in reality, like if you're living here in Alaska and you want an Advantage plan, you can't get one here. So if you're watching in Alaska, you can ignore all of the Medicare Advantage plan advertising out there. It doesn't apply to you unless you move out of Alaska. Now, I've only been in Juneau for 12 hours, and this is some of the most beautiful scenery that I have ever seen in my life. Alaska, you are amazing. I do have a secret code word for the end of this video, but before I get to that, if you are looking for Medicare help here in Alaska, whether that's a supplement plan or you've moved here with an Advantage plan and you're looking for something, please use a licensed agent who's familiar with Alaska. And I'm not even saying you have to use us, just use an agent. It won't cost you anything, and they'll be able to find those plans that will suit you best. If you do want our help, I do have partners who are licensed and familiar with the plans that are available here in Alaska. So you can reach me at my email address is in every description of every video, or you can reach out to the retirementnerds.com and we would be happy to help. Now, let's leave that secret keyword just to prove that you've made it to the end. I can take those comments a little bit more seriously. I've seen a lot of signs for bears. I know polar bears are here. There have been black bears. I don't know, maybe there are grizzly bears. So the secret code word is some form of bear, and that can be your favorite bear, polar bear, koala bear, panda bear, doesn't matter, just some sort of a bear. And then I'll know that you've made it this far. I can take those comments a little bit more seriously. I'm going to go explore Alaska a little bit more. It's absolutely amazing, and I will see you in the next video.